Let's begin. Today's November 9th, 2024, and we're solving the Daily Turing Machine Puzzle. Today's puzzle uses the following 6 criteria cards. Criteria card 7, 8, 14, 16, 21, and 22. And the puzzle uses the green verification cards. The code above is your way to get more information on today's puzzle by searching the code on turingmachine.info. Let's go solve. So in the grid above, we've got our 6 criteria cards. On the top row, we've got criteria card A, criteria card B, and criteria card C. On the bottom row, we've got criteria card D, criteria card E, and finally criteria card F. So criteria card A takes a look at our last digit, the circle digit, and the Turing machine will let us know whether its value is an even digit or an odd digit. Criteria card B will take a look at our 3-digit solution, and the Turing machine will let us know how many ones there are. Are there no ones? Is there a single one? Perhaps 2, maybe even all 3 are 1. Criteria card C will take a look at our 3 digits, triangle, square, and circle, and the Turing machine will let us know which one is the absolute smallest. Should triangle be the smallest? Should square be the smallest? Or should circle be the smallest? Criteria card D will take a look at, again, our 3-digit solution, but this time it'll let us know a little bit about the ratio of even to odds. Should there be more even than odds, or should there be less even than odds? Criteria card E again takes a look at our 3-digit solution, but this time it'll let us know a little bit about its structure, so to speak. Specifically, it can tell us whether there's a pair in our solution, as in the example 131, or alternatively, there are no pairs, but there are 2 scenarios. One where all the digits are distinct, as in the example 134, or all the digits are the same, as in the example 222. And finally, criteria card F, again, will be taking a look at our 3 digits from triangle to square to circle, and will let us know a little bit about the ordering of the digits. Should the digits appear in an ascending order, meaning that they are increasing, as in the example 135, or could they be in a descending order, or basically decreasing, as in the example 421, or alternatively, it could even have no order. So let's take a look at the example of 231. Notice that it goes from 2 to 3, which is increasing, and then 3 to 1, then decreasing. Of course, you could also have a code that is decreasing and then increasing, but it's really that shift that is one way to define a 3-digit code as having no order. We've also seen in previous puzzles where if you have consecutive equal digits, that can also exhibit no order. So let's take a look at this example 112. Since they are consecutive and equal, there is no change. There's no increase nor decrease from 1 to 1. So that's what I mean by consecutive equal digits also exhibiting no order. And remember, the objective of today's puzzle is to find that unique 3-digit code that abides by all of the 6 criteria cards we just described. And we're going to start off with an initial proposal of 314. So the first thing I'd like to test is criteria card A. Okay, so the Turing machine does approve of my choice for circle. Notice that I did pick an even 4, and the Turing machine confirms yes, that circle digit should be even. So let's go ahead and type that up in our notes in section A, and we'll say that circle is an even digit. And of course, since it is even, that means we can actually exclude and cross out all of the odds. So let's go ahead and cross out 1, 3, and 5. Next, I think I'd like to test criteria card D. Okay, so the Turing machine does not approve of my choice in proposal. Notice that in 314, I do have 2 odds to a single even. Since the Turing machine does not approve of that ratio, that means it's letting us know that actually there should be more even than odds. So let's go ahead and type that up in section D. And that again is that there should be more even than odds. And so what can we say? Well, currently we do know that circle is even. So at a minimum, we know that triangle or square is also an even. That's a possibility, and the other one being odd. Or we could be dealing with an all even solution. Okay, so let's take a look. What else can we test? Well, I'm curious if, we have a minimum of 2 evens. Just curious, maybe there's a pair. So let's go ahead and type that up in our notes, let's actually test criteria card E and see if there's a pair. Okay, so the Turing machine again does approve of my choice in 314. Notice that all the digits in 314 are distinct, meaning that the solution has no pairs. So let's go ahead and type that up in our notes in section hold on. The E, sorry about that. In section E, we'll say that the solution has no pairs. Okay, so let's see. Before we continue, does that inform us of anything? Well, if there are no pairs, then I think we can definitely say that it's not going to be a single digit repeated 3 times. Since again, remember, we do have a majority of evens. And, well, let's see. We have no pairs. We have a majority of evens. Well, I think we can say that you can't have 3 evens because then you would know that there would be 0 ones. So I think it's safe to say that that there are 2 distinct evens. So we know our solution is going to be 2, 4, and an odd in some order. We don't know, obviously we do know that circle is even, so we know that much, but we don't know what triangle and square might be, which one is even and which one is odd. And let's see what else. But we can't cross out anything because we don't know where they actually go. Okay, well, that does it for this round. We did complete our 3 Turing tests. We're now going into the phase where we'll be discussing how to construct a good second round proposal. So remember, we did not test criteria card B, letting us know how many ones there are. Well, at this point, either there is a 1 or there isn't. Of course, if there is, fantastic. It's, there's a 1. If not, then we're dealing with either a 3 or a 5. We also did not test criteria card C, determining which digit is the smallest. And of course, we also have criteria card F, letting us know a little bit about the ordering of the digits. Okay, so let's see, what can we say? Okay, so again, criteria card B, either there's a 1 or not. And ideally, that would be great if there were a 1, because we know it'd be the smallest and we know where it would go. Obviously, if there is a 1, it can only go in either triangle or square. And of course, that would establish it to being the smallest. And then the other digit would be the even or odd. Let's see, what else? So again, we're dealing with 2, 4, and an odd, which might be 1 or not. And we also have this ordering criteria card. Let's see. Well, typically there's some way where we could maybe deduce the ordering. Let's see. Trying to think of, for some reason, I have a vague recollection of a previous puzzle which I believe had these two criteria cards, E and F, and somehow they would help us in determining certain aspects of it. Let's see. Yeah, so, well, now we've established that there is no pair. But could that mean that could you still have, well, it seems like you could have an increasing solution, right? Something like 1, 2, 4, or 2, 3, 4, perhaps. But it doesn't seem, well, no, I guess technically you could still have a decreasing in, like something like 5, 4, 2. Yeah. Or even 4, 3, 2. Yeah, so the possibility of decreasing still is there to consider. Well, we are dealing with the smallest. Could circle be the smallest with a 2? It could be something like 3, 4, 2. Well, let's see. If circle's the smallest, that would mean that our triangle, one of them is a 4. So it'd be 4, 3, 2, or 3, 4, 2, or 5, 4, 2. So is that possible? So again, or are there too many ambiguous solutions? Yeah, I'm not sure. So if we do have a 1, it's going to be the smallest. So it could be 1, 2, 4, 1, 4, 2, again, based on the ordering. I think maybe the only thing, what if square were the smallest and it'd be a 1? Then it'd either be something like 2, 1, 4 or 4, 1, 2. And I don't see a way to distinguish that. So it could be that maybe, well, square as 1 cannot be the smallest. Can square as 2 be the smallest? Well, if it were 2, it would force circle to be 4, which would mean that you would have to pick between 3 and 5. And I don't see how you can pick between either of them. Again, it would be no order. So no, I don't think it's the smallest. If circle were 3 and if square would be 3 and the smallest, then, and that's not possible. So yeah, I don't think square could be the smallest through some sort of a little bit of trial and error. Now, I didn't document it, but hopefully I didn't miss anything. So let's try. And okay, what if triangle 1 is the smallest? I guess you could have an increasing 1, 2, 4 or 1, 4, 2 as the smallest. But how do you pick between those? I don't see that being possible either. 1, 2, 4, 1, 4, 2. Well, I guess you could distinguish it because of the ordering. It could be that, yes, triangle's the smallest and it has to be no order. I'm not sure, but let's go with that. Let's do 1, 4, 2 and see if that helps. Okay, so just to make sure, the last digit is even. There is a majority. You do have 2 and 4 and an odd, and there are no pairs. Yeah, so let's go ahead and try that out. Okay, so maybe we can deduce whether there's a 1 or not. So let's verify that, at least for my proposal, that triangle is the smallest. So let's go ahead and test C. Okay, yes, so triangle is the smallest. All right, so let's see, what can we say about that? Well, first let's type up the note, and we'll say that triangle is the smallest digit. Okay, so if triangle is to be the smallest, I think it's obvious that triangle cannot be a 5, because if triangle were a 5 and it's the smallest, there's nothing square and circle that they could be. What about 4? Can it be a 4? Well, again, if it's the smallest, there's not, yeah, you could say square is 5, but then what would circle be? There's no duplicates. So yeah, so it can't be a 4. What about 3? Well, again, it can't be a 3 because you do need 2 evens, and only 4 is bigger. So yeah, it can't be 3. Okay, so what about 2? Well, if triangle is 2, that forces circle to be 4, which is okay. Oh, but if it's supposed to be the smallest, yeah, so 2, 4. So how would you pick between 3 and 5? I don't see how you could be able to pick between 3 and 5. They're both not 1. Oh, I guess there is increasing and then no order, 2, 5, 4. That's how you could distinguish them. Okay. Well, yeah, I think that's where it kind of stops. But, well, let's see. But if that were the case, if 2 is the smallest, again, we're kind of in mid-gameplay, then this would not, you would know that there'd be no 1s if 2 were the smallest. But that's gameplay, obviously. Yeah, I'm not sure if I can go that far. Can I cross out the 2? Would that yield ambiguous solutions? Well, not really, because again, the ordering distinguishes them. I don't know. Boy, I really wish. I'm not sure. Okay, well, let's keep going. Let's say. Okay, so let's see if we can anticipate something. If there is a 1, then it would have to be triangle because triangle is the smallest. Because we can't be a 2 and then another 1. Triangle wouldn't be that. Now I do have a 1 in my proposal. And yeah, I guess we would have to test F to see the ordering. What if I chose the ordering now? Would that help? If there's no order, you could have 2, 5, 4, but then you would have 1, 4, 2. Well, hold on. Yeah, 2, 5, 4. If it is no order, 2, 5, 4, and then 1, 4, 2, 4, and 1, 4, 2. Okay. And that's if there is or isn't a 1. If there isn't a 1, but then you could also have 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it seems like there's still too many outstanding possibilities. So yeah, let's go ahead and test criteria card B. Okay, wow, so there is no 1. The Turing machine does not approve of the presence of a single 1. Of course, we can't have 3 or 2 because we do have more even than odds. And it does not like the fact that there is a 1. So there isn't a 1. Wow. Okay, well, that really reduces some possibilities. So let's go ahead and type up that the solution has no 1 digit. Okay, so let's go ahead and cross out the 1s in triangle and square. And it looks like that would make triangle 2 the smallest. So I think that may actually help us, because that means that if triangle is 2, that would mean circle can't be the 2. It would have to be the 4. And you can't have duplicates, so square can't be a 2 or a 4. So it can't be 2 or 4. And so yeah, there's our no 1. It's either a 3 or a 5. And yeah, it becomes, an ordering issue. So is there a way to say that there's no order? Well, let's see. I guess you could say, let's see, if it was in an ascending order, you would know that triangle would have to be the smallest, right? Because that's what ascending means. Triangle would have to be the smallest. If it was, and making that criteria card C irrelevant. If it was in descending, so if it's descending, well, let's see, hold on. If it's ascending, yeah, triangle's the smallest. If it's descending, if it's descending, then you would know circle is the absolute smallest. Again, making this card irrelevant. So I think I'm going to go out on a limb, but I'm going to say that the solution should have no order because of how criteria cards C and F interact. So yeah, let's go ahead. I'm going to deduce here that the solution has no order. And that would mean that we can say definitively that the solution should be 254. So it can't have a 3. And again, that's all based on this deduction. So let's go ahead and type it up, 254. And let's quickly review. Is that last digit even? It is. There are no 1s. Triangle is the smallest. That's our first digit. We have more even than odds with 2, 4, and an odd. No pairs. That's right. And we did deduce based on how criteria cards C and F play off against each other that the solution should have no order. Okay, well, let's go verify 254. Okay, 254. Fantastic. Well, how did we do versus a Turing machine? Well, let's go back. So this was a 6 criteria card puzzle, and we only needed to do 5 tests. So that's always great. It might be an indication that yes, we did win outright. In the first round, we did ADE, and in the second round, we did 2 of the remaining. We deduced F. And so let's go ahead and type that up. So ADE in the first round. So A was correct. I believe D was incorrect. E was correct. In the second round, we did only B and C, and I believe B was incorrect and C was correct. And we outright deduced the ordering, which was criteria card F. Okay, so yeah, so we beat it by 1 question. Yeah, definitely this play interaction between criteria cards C and F really, I believe, helped us to eliminate that last test, and we were able to deduce criteria card F. Again, one other reason why I really enjoy this Turing Machine board game, it really kind of makes you think. Sometimes you have to make these well, not that you have to make these deductions, but you try to search for ways that these cards play against each other. And I tend to do these deductions only when pressed, I guess. I don't do any preliminary, thinking about it. I just do want to go ahead and play because I've already selected my initial proposal of 314. So I say, let's go play, and then we can figure out how can we improve our play. Well, how about you? How did you approach it? Did you pick a different order of criteria cards and had good results? Please share those ideas in the comments. If you like the video, please do give it a thumbs up so that more people can find the channel. And of course, don't forget to hit subscribe to not miss out on any future videos. Well, until next time, have a great one.